how's it going? So super exciting day today. The gazebo is being moved to its new home. Can you see that massive crane? We're all like watching from the windows in the house. It's just so interesting to see how this is done. And Aaron's got cameras set up so that we can show you the whole kind of dismantling process. They're actually not going to be moving it to the park today. They'll do that later on. They've got to get the whole area prepped yet. So we will be sure to show you that later on. I had intended on planting some seedlings out in the cut flower garden today. We may get that done still, but I think that this is going to occupy quite a bit of our time just watching how it's done. So I'm going to stay kind of back here. I don't know, they probably want me to stay out of their space here. But there were some guys that came out and they were like unscrewing some things in the canopy of the gazebo, maybe some supports. And then the crane arrived and they're getting that all prepared right now. And there are just a ton of people here, lots of cars. Can't even believe this day is here. And I do have to say that this day is a little bit bittersweet. I actually didn't even expect to feel that way because I'm so excited for our greenhouse that's coming. And I'm super excited for that, and I think it's gonna be gorgeous in this spot. But this gazebo has been a huge part of this garden for a lot of years. I mean, before us even. And it's just kind of one of those things that you're like, well, you know, it's served a really good purpose. It's gonna serve, I think, even a better purpose now. Being in a park, I think it'll get a lot more use than it gets here. And then we'll get to put something that we really enjoy and we'll get a lot of use out of in this space. Oh my goodness. I don't know, like it looks like those straps are gonna be around the hood. I think they're taking the hood off and then removing the side panels afterward. Here's a look from this side. You can see that we did have a chance to get pretty much all the plants out. There's some tulips there, but I figured that those would still be safe, even if they get trampled because the bulbs are under the ground, so we weren't in a huge hurry for that. But we had those two evergreen spirals, the linden tree, the lollipop crabapple. Some friends came over and dug those out this last weekend. So I was really thankful we had a chance to get everything out. And that really is the one benefit of having this process be a little bit lengthy. We thought that this was going to be gone in February, in which case I wouldn't have had a chance to move all of the plants. So it really did give us extra time, which was nice. You know, I'm kind of taking a closer look under that hood and it looks like they actually put some boards up inside, and maybe that's what they're going to lash these loops onto. I don't know. There's gonna be such a huge hole here for a little while. It's gonna look weird. Oh no, they put two big rods underneath the hood. They're cutting all of the vertical supports. When they replace those vertical supports, they use something thicker. I thought that that was always maybe part of the problem with the gazebo in terms of like the proportions, because the top, the hood of it is so weighty and so big, and then it's held up by like these little 4x4, they look like little matchstick legs. Don't you think thicker supports would be better? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I am no architect. Okay, so they are moving the crane because he was maxed out at the distance he was reaching. So they're gonna move it a little bit closer, which will gain him about 10,000 pounds capacity. So it's really interesting watching this whole process.
That's like the one.
Everyone's interested in the robot mower. It's hilarious. I hope it fits on the way out. The hood looks like it'll fit, but the bars that were underneath it, like helping pop it up, are quite wide. But they know what they're doing. Watching it is pretty incredible. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is what we're left with. So they took the side panels and the top. I think they're going to be, clearly they had to cut all of the vertical beams to get the top off. So they'll replace those and use something new. Oh, the sun's coming back out. Anyway, so this extra lumber is going to a friend's house, and then the concrete pad will be broken up so that we can start over and prep this area for the Hartley. Oh my goodness, I thought I would miss it a lot more, at least initially, just because of the big expanse of space it was gonna open up. Because that sometimes is a little bit hard to get used to, but I'm already able to envision this area a lot better without it being there. And that's the thing with me, like sometimes I can really envision an area like from start to finish no matter what is sitting there. And sometimes something like that gazebo was such a block, like a mental block for me. I really couldn't see what this area, like the potential of this area with that still sitting there. So now that that and the pines are gone and all of the things that we needed to have removed pretty much are gone, we can start over, and I'm so excited for that whole process. So I do think we have time for a little bit of planting, just a little bit. I'm gonna run out to the greenhouse and grab a flat or two of things that we can put out in the cut flower garden. Just loaded up a few of my snapdragon seedlings, but then I checked the weather and it looks like tomorrow night we're expecting a low of 37, which is not freezing, but that's pretty cold, and they've been in the cold frame. And I've had them outside a few days, but I don't know. I don't really know if I want to subject them to that right away, plus probably a couple of windy days. So I think I'm gonna take these back into the greenhouse and we're gonna plant something different. I just keep thinking, you know, last year I didn't plant any of my stuff, including my snapdragons, until June. So if we get it done even in the month of May, we're gonna be way ahead. I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to take some of these. What variety is this? This is a heucherella called hopscotch. I want to take these to the kitchen bed because I feel like we are lacking this color up there and we need it. So this is the flower bed right here. We've got a lot of green leaves, not a ton of red. There's a couple of heucherellas red in here. But I think either here or worked in around in this area. I just need some more. I need some more color to bring some depth to this area. I also have been trying to get rid of the Tradescantia, the spiderwort in here, forever. In fact, we should find a picture of what this flower bed looked like when we moved in. I think I took it from maybe this angle, right in here. Which we've worked on it, you know, added in some of the, there's a heuchera there's some lungwort in here, aster, Japanese maple right there. Got some columbine in here now. I planted some, what was it, Veronica in here, and it ended up not being quite enough sun to keep him happy. So it's just one of those areas that's interesting because you can see the definite shade line here. This spot is always shaded from the house, except for in the very first part of the day when the sun comes through right over here, like not very long at all. And then the rest of this is just very dappled. Like it gets pockets of sun here and there, but not a lot. I also still need to work on this fountain. It runs and everything, it just splatters. So I was gonna run some beads of silicone around the top to help direct the water straight down into the bowl, instead of like right now it comes out and then it kind of comes down onto the nymph and splatters out. So I need to fix that. I just haven't got around to that. So anyway, lots of projects. Like we need to do lots of hedging, trimming. You know, these topiaries need a good trim job here pretty quick. But we just want to get these plants in today. Now those look amazing in there, don't they? I love it because these columbine kind of go around the back side of the front of the drift. The drift kind of takes off and goes back behind. This is the Helen von Stein lamb's ear right there. That's two really beautiful textures right together there. And then the spent blooms of the Labellipoc tulips look just beautiful, even though they're spent. That color's great. There are some pinkish colored asters here. There's white hyacinths. There's the Japanese maple. I hope you can see all those layers, but it's coming together. Here's the view from this side. A little hard to see with the lighting at the moment, but oh my word. These are just so gorgeous. And look, they're starting to send up their bloom stalks. And my favorite thing about the bloom stalks on this heucherella in particular is that they're creamy colored, like almost kind of a creamy pink. And they're absolutely beautiful in cut flower arrangements. I just love them. They're so delicate looking. I used the jumbo size auger to get in there. Way easier than a shovel, especially in tight flower beds. A little bit of starter fertilizer, and then here's the tag. Just in case, let me see if I can get it to focus. There it goes. 10 to 12 inches tall, so really great for the edge of a border, like where we just put it. Zone 4 through 9, spacing 20 to 24 inches. So that's really perfect. I think I spaced them out nicely to where in the end they won't be crowded because they're already big already. They'll touch, like I expected this little space and this little space and you know the little spaces in between to fill in. So it's just a nice little full drift of the heucherella. And I feel like this is the perfect spot to end this video because we got to see a little destruction in order to have something beautiful put in, and then we ended it by filling in a gap that needed to be filled in, and it's absolutely stunning. So anyway, and I know like with the gazebo removal, some of you guys will be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you would ever do that and get rid of that gazebo, and I understand that, I totally get it, but everybody, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I hope our videos serve to show those of you guys who are holding on to things in your yard that you don't really love, that it's okay to get rid of them and bring things in that you absolutely love, because you should love your space. And you can almost always, like 9.9 times out of 10, you can find new homes for like the gazebo or for the plants that just really aren't speaking to you and that sort of thing. So, and that's the whole goal. The whole goal Erin and I have here is to create our own oasis here. We like to be home. We want it to be beautiful at home, and we want everything that we have in our space to be very, I don't know, not used. Yeah, I mean, I want everything to be used. The gazebo, just we didn't use it very often, and I know that we're going to be using that greenhouse a ton. So I want everything to serve a purpose. I think that's what I'm going after. Anyway, all that said, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.